I'm 76 years old. I live alone in a very large, very quiet house, and I think I finally understand what it was all for. It's a strange thing to have spent a lifetime building something you thought was a monument, only to realize at the end it's just a pile of stones. It doesn't keep you warm. It doesn't keep you company. You just look at it, and you remember the hands that helped you place each stone, hands you were often too busy to hold. My name is Robert. I built a company from the trunk of my car to a business that, at its peak, was valued at $200 million. I have a net worth that would shock you, and I would give every single penny of it. I would live in a cardboard box on the street if it meant I could hear my daughter, Claire, laugh in the next room just one more time. But I can't. She's gone. And not in the way you might think. She's alive. She's 49 years old. She lives in New Zealand, I'm told. She has a family. I've never met my grandchildren. The last time we spoke it was at her mother's funeral 11 years ago. And even then it was just arrangements, just logistics. The business of death handled by a businessman. It didn't happen all at once. That's the most important thing to know. It wasn't a single argument, a slammed door, a proclamation of "I never want to see you again." Those things are clean in a way, they have a shape. You can point to them. What happened to us, it was an erosion, a slow, patient wearing away of something soft, by something I believed was solid, by my ambition, my focus, my duty. It started as these things do, with the best of intentions. I was 28 when Claire was born. A new father, terrified, working as a mid-level salesman for an industrial parts company. I saw the way the owners lived, the freedom, the security. I wanted that for my family, for my little girl. I didn't want her to know want the way I had. So I started taking clients out at night. I worked weekends. I'd come home and my wife Helen would be holding a sleeping Claire and she'd say, "She was asking for you." And my heart would break just a little. But I'd say, "This is for her, for all of us. Just a few more years of this." Then I started my own thing, just me, a phone and a rented storage unit. Suddenly, it wasn't just a job. It was my creation, my baby. Every minute I wasn't working on it felt like a betrayal of its potential. I'd miss a school play because a supplier was in town. I'd promise a weekend camping trip, only to cancel because a big order was at risk. I was there physically in the house most nights, but I was present asterisk. My mind was on inventory, on margins, on the next quarter. Helen tried to tell me she wasn't a nag. She was a quiet, observant woman. She'd say things like, "Robert, she doesn't remember the toy you bought. She remembers you didn't build the fort with her." And I'd get defensive. "Do you have any idea the pressure I'm under? This is for you." I'd say it and I'd believe it. The logic was ironclad in my head. Provide, succeed. Then asterisk, you can be present. You have to build the stage before you can put on the play. But life doesn't wait for your stage to be built. I remember one time, Claire must have been 10. I'd promised to take her to the planetarium. She was obsessed with stars. She had the date circled on a little calendar in her room for weeks. That morning, my partner called. A deal we'd been chasing for months was about to collapse. He needed me. Now. I went into her room. She was already dressed, ready to go. I started my speech. "Sweetheart, something incredibly important has come up." I saw her face shut down, not into tears, but into a kind of resignation. A quiet acceptance. That was worse. She just said, "It's okay, Daddy." She didn't even argue. That was the moment I should have seen it. That my important and her important were not just different things, they were enemies. And mine kept winning. The company grew. We moved to a bigger house, then a bigger one. Claire went to the best private school. She had everything she could possibly want, except, of course, the one thing she actually wanted. Her teenage years were a Cold War. The absences were now expected. Her achievements honor roll, a solo in the choir, I'd hear about them from Helen after the fact. I'd send a check or a lavish gift. I thought I was celebrating. I think she saw it as a transaction, payment for my absence. When she left for college, the distance felt geographic, but it was just making official the distance that was already there. Our phone calls were short. Updates, weather, grades. I'd ask if she needed money. She'd say no. I didn't know how to ask the other questions, the real ones. And then it was just me and Helen in that big house. The company was a machine now. It didn't need me the same way. I could have stepped back, but who was I without it? The idea terrified me, so I invented new problems to solve, new markets to conquer. Helen took up gardening. She'd spend hours out there, her hands in the dirt. I'd watch her from my office window. She looked peaceful, and I felt a million miles away from her, standing right above her. The turning point wasn't dramatic. It was a diagnosis, pancreatic cancer. For Helen, it was swift and it was merciless. In those final months, the company didn't matter. Not at all. I sat by her bed. We didn't talk much. What was there to say that hadn't been left unsaid for 30 years? But we held hands. One afternoon, she was very tired, very thin. She looked at me and she said, "You know, Robert, she just wanted you to be proud of her." I said, "Of course I was, I am." Helen just shook her head slowly, a tiny movement on the pillow. "No, she wanted you to be proud of asterisk her asterisk. Not her accomplishments." Helen died, and Claire came home for the funeral. She was a woman then, a stranger really. We handled everything with a stiff, painful efficiency. The day after the service, we were in the kitchen. The silence was suffocating. I fumbled for something to say, something to bridge this impossible gap. I started talking about the company, about a new acquisition. It was the only language I had left. She listened for a minute. Then she put her coffee cup down. It made a soft, final click on the granite. She said, "Dad, I don't care." Not angry, just empty. "I have to go home. My children need me." That was it. My children need me. The words hung in the air. They weren't a barb. They were just the truth. She had learned from the absence of a father what it meant to be present for her own children. She had learned the opposite lesson from the one I thought I was teaching. After she left, the quiet in the house became absolute. I sold the company. There was a write-up in the journal. An inspiring exit, they called it. The money went into trusts, into investments. It's just numbers on a screen now. They have no weight, no meaning. So here I am, an old man in empty rooms. I have a housekeeper who comes on Tuesdays. She's kind. She calls me Mr. Robert. I have a financial advisor who assures me I cannot outlive my money. He doesn't understand that the problem isn't outliving my money. It's outliving everything that mattered. I thought success was a ladder. You climb and you pull your family up with you. But it's not a ladder, it's a tunnel. And I dug it so deep, So focused on the light I promised was at the end that I didn't notice I was digging alone. By the time I reached the light, I turned around and there was no one behind me, just the long, dark tunnel I built. If you're listening to this and you're in the thick of it, building your thing, chasing your version of that monument, I can't tell you what to do. I have no right. All I can say is this: time is not a resource you manage later. It's a substance that passes through your hands right now. And you are either feeling its texture, its warmth, as it passes between you and someone you love, or you are not. You think there will be a moment when you've made it, and then you can finally be the person you want to be for them. But that moment is a mirage. The person they need is the one who shows up today, not with a grand gesture, but with a quiet presence, who builds the fort, who goes to the planetarium. The cost of my success wasn't paid in sweat and stress. I would have gladly paid that 1,000 times over. The cost was paid in small, precious coins I didn't even know I was spending. A bedtime story missed, a tear not wiped away, a conversation had with the back of my head as I stared at a spreadsheet. I was building a legacy for a family that slowly, quietly walked away from the empty castle I was constructing. I'm not telling you this for your pity. I had every choice. I made every one of them. I'm telling you because my story is almost over. Yours is still being written. Look at your hands. You can use them to build empires, or you can use them to hold onto people. Just know that one of those things turns to dust. My legacy is a silent phone, a photo album with gaps, a name on a building that will be renamed in 20 years. The love I was so sure I was providing for, that was the only real thing, and I traded it for a shadow. It's getting late now. The sun's going down. It's a beautiful view from this house. I wish I had someone to show it to.